All right, everybody, welcome back. We are tackling a pretty important subject today, budgeting.
Yeah, definitely crucial for anyone really.
Really is. And we're calling this one budgeting basics.
Budgeting basics. Back to the fundamentals.
Exactly. We got this really great practical guide we're using as a source.
Yeah, should be easy to follow along with.
Absolutely. So we are going to equip you with the knowledge to build your own personal budget
So you can get started.
today.
Yeah.
Today. So let's jump right in. Budgeting can seem intimidating to some people.
Yeah, it can. It really can. People think of numbers, spreadsheets, they kind of get scared off.
Right. It seems complicated. But in reality, it's about taking control of your finances.
Yeah, it is. It's about like understanding where your money is going, and then from there you can make informed decisions.
Exactly. So where do we begin on this journey to financial control?
Well, I think the first thing is understanding your income and expenses.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So income, I mean, that's pretty straightforward, right?
Yeah. 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 It's any money that's coming in, you know, salary, wages, side hustles, if you've, got a rental property or something,
Yeah.
anything that brings in money.
Okay. And then we get to the maybe a little bit more difficult part, or at least the part that takes a little bit more time, tracking expenses.
Right.
How do we even go about that?
Well, you have to track everything.
Track everything.
Yeah. And a good way to do that is to sort of break things down into categories.
Okay.
So, fixed expenses, things that, are the same every month, like your rent or your mortgage payment,
Yeah.
car payment.
Yeah.
And then there are variable expenses.
Okay. So what falls into that?
Things that fluctuate. Groceries, entertainment,
Oh, yeah.
dining out, going to concerts, things like that.
Those are the ones that can get you in trouble sometimes, right?
They can. Those are the ones you really have to watch closely.
For sure. So we've tracked our income, we've tracked all of our expenses. What then?
Well, then you have to kind of look at the big picture, right? Calculate your budget balance.
So you just add everything up.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, you take your total income and subtract your total expenses. That's going to tell you if you have a surplus
Okay.
or a deficit.
And that kind of gives you your starting point, right?
Exactly. It tells you where you are financially.
All right. So once you have this information, this picture of where you are, what are some of the tools? We talked a little bit about spreadsheets, but are there other ways to kind of track this and keep on top of it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you mentioned spreadsheets.
Yeah.
Google Sheets, Excel, those are great for people who like that kind of hands-on approach,
Yeah.
But if you're someone who's maybe you want something a little bit more high tech, there are some apps out there that are really good.
Okay. So like what? What are some of the ones that you recommend?
Well, Mint is a really popular one.
Mint.
Yeah, Mint. It links to your bank accounts, automatically categorizes transactions.
Oh.
It can even generate budgets and goals.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's a very automated.
Yeah, it can be.
Okay, cool.
And then there's Good Budget, which is a little bit more hands-on.
Okay.
That's based on this old system called the envelope method.
Envelope method, never heard of it.
Oh, back in the day before we had all this technology, people would actually use envelopes.
Real envelope.
Yeah, real envelopes
Yeah.
to budget. Like, they put cash in each envelope for a specific category. So you have your groceries envelope, your entertainment envelope.
Okay.
And once the money's gone from that envelope, that's it. You can't spend anymore in that category.
Okay. So Good Budget sort of mimics that,
Exactly. You create virtual envelopes in the app.
and you can visually see how much you have.
Yep.
That's pretty cool. I like that. Okay, so we've got these great tools that can help us stay organized.
hmm
And now it's time to actually create the budget. So how do we do that?
Well, it depends on what tool you're using, right? But the basic steps are pretty similar.
Right.
You input your income, you list all your expenses, and then you break down your spending by category.
Okay.
And then you look for areas where you can maybe cut back or adjust.
Yeah, that's probably the hardest part for most people is identifying those areas where you can maybe spend a little less.
It can be. But it's all about making conscious choices. Do you really need to eat out 3 times a week?
Right.
Or can you cook at home a couple of times?
Maybe cut back on those subscription services that you don't really use.
Exactly. And, it's not about depriving yourself. It's about, like I said, making conscious choices about where your money is going.
Right. And prioritizing.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, we've covered a lot of ground here, but we've given you the basic tools that you need to create your own personal budget.
Yeah,
And I think that's a really empowering thing to do.
it is. It really is. It gives you that control, that sense of ownership over your finances.
Absolutely. So now that you know how to create a budget, what financial goal are you going to work towards? Maybe it's a dream vacation.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's buying a house,
Paying off debt.
paying off debt, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Take those first steps today and start building that budget.
And watch your financial dreams come true.
All right. That's it for today's deep dive. We will see you next time.
See ya!